overcrowded. So yeah,
I will forgive you this time. I will forgive you this time. All right. Good evening, everybody. This is Tiffany. I am your host. I am here with my episode number 5 of Small Biz Highlight. Tonight we have Mr. Michael Kauffman here. He is coming to us as a small business owner. His business is called Deadlift Warriors Apparel. Usually we go right into the questioning and figuring out who the heck he is and whatnot. But today, as you know, is Memorial Day. And I, as a vet myself, as well as Mr. Kauffman being a vet, we thought it would only be fitting that at the beginning of this episode that we do a moment of silence in remembrance of our fellow brothers and sisters in arms who, paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms. So with that said, I will count quietly in my head, just a quick 10-second kind of moment of silence in honor of them. Hopefully this works. Yes. All right. Okay. No matter how many of those I do, they're always humbling, no matter what. Don't you agree? Yeah. Just that moment of just reflection is just beyond something else. I don't know, but right. I am so grateful to have you here tonight. I know it's a holiday, so usually people would want to take the night off, but here you are. Thank you.
You have to thank my wife for allowing me to sneak away for a little while.
Oh, I'll send her flowers or something. No, but yeah, honestly, thank you for
in the background. I'm in the process of making my new office, so this is kind of beaten up, and yeah, it's a mess down here.
I'm only on episode 5, so I'm still pretty new at this whole interviewing thing, so bear with me. But I just along with this whole situation with COVID-19 going on and all these businesses out of just not being able to work, thankfully a lot of them are slowly starting to get back into normal routine per se. Whatever is normal in these days. But, there's still a ton of small businesses out there that, they're always pushing, support the small businesses, your local businesses and whatever. So that's the whole purpose of this, little show that I've got going on, to bring awareness to people of who is out there as a small business owner, what they have to offer that they might not have known to begin with. So, for all of you who are joining us live, thank you. We love to have you here. Like, share, put a little heart on there for me, please. If you are watching us on replay, please comment #replay so we know you came and visited us. So, all right. So to start off, I just want to know, well, I know who you are, but I would like you to tell us who you are so that the people out there can get to know you a little better.
Sure, absolutely. Before I do that, this whole thing that you're doing right now is perfect timing, because you have places like Lowe's and Home Depot, big chains that are open, and they don't feel the wrath of any of this. And you are doing a selfless leadership position where you're bringing these small businesses to life, and I just want to thank you for allowing me to be here. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Michael Kauffman. I'm the owner of Deadlift Warriors Apparel. It came to light. Actually, it was kind of just one thing after another. I was trying to tinker around with a few things. I noticed that I was really good at doing it. I was good at making apparel. I was good at like the whole process of making custom things. And I just kind of one step left to another and bought this, bought that. And now it is what it's becoming today. The whole meaning behind Deadlift Warriors, people think, oh, it's something because of muscle and that whatnot.
I'm not gonna lie, I did too.
It's okay, and that's fine, because I wanted to actually have two meanings.
Okay.
The deadlift is, if nobody knows, it's where you stand straight up, and you're literally taking heavy weight, and you're taking it from the floor and you're pulling it up, to your waist, and that's what it is. You're just deadlifting weight off. You have no, you're not starting it from another position, and you don't have like any kind of advantage as far as how you're lifting that weight. It's just you, the weight, and gravity, which is cool because it kind of helps with the whole fact of the other part of my message, which is we all have some kind of a weight that we carry around with us. Some might not be as heavy as others, and that's perfectly cool because not everybody can lift the same amount of weight. But I'm talking about like single mothers, single fathers, people that have dealt with grief, loss of a loved one, PTSD for military, having to walk around with that burden on their shoulders, thinking, what if it was me? What could I have done differently? It's a whole multitude of things. Anxiety, depression. That's a weight that a lot of us have to find a way. Like when we wake up in the morning, we open our eyes. Some of us are like, thank God. Other of us are like, son of a bitch, I got to learn how to do this all over again. And that's kind of the message of what I want to portray, is that the fact that like we get up in the morning and we find a way to put both feet on the ground, to take that weight, put it on our shoulders, and go through our day. And at the end of the day, we can put that weight down and say, I did it, go to bed, wake up the next day going, okay, I did it yesterday, I can do it again. And that's really where my motto came from, and why I felt that it was going to be the front line of my business, because I too was in the military, of course, like you said, and as time's going on, things are kind of coming to surface, feelings, anxiety, things of that nature. So that message kind of is resonating at the perfect time, because I look at it going, if I'm the spokesperson for this message and it's happening to me, I got to keep going with it. Like I have no other choice. So that's pretty much where it came about, and how Deadlift Warriors came to light.
Oh my goodness. Like that was not anything that I was expecting. So wow, you completely took me by surprise with that answer. That's beautiful. I'm not trying to be a smart ass or anything. Like seriously, that was the most heartfelt. Like you took everybody into consideration when trying to figure out what you were going to name your apparel and whatnot. Like that's just beautiful. I love that. That's
all started when I was in the gym, because I kept looking at all these people, like what they were wearing. And, I go to Planet Fitness, where it's a judge-free zone, and you see like everybody just kind of doing their thing. And it does, some people, there was this one guy in there, I believe he had Down syndrome, and I don't want to make a funny case about this, but he didn't give a crap about what anybody was doing, but he was in there doing his thing. And he had a ring on, and he wasn't like big and buff, but he felt like he was playing the part. And I was, like, this dude, like I was smiling, and I was afraid that he was looking at me thinking I was making fun of him, but I was just like the hair rose on the back of my neck, and I was like, wow, this guy is just like, just tuning out the negativity and just doing his thing.
That's beautiful. Yes. No, I'm definitely like that too. If I'm out somewhere and I see somebody doing their thing that most people would be like, what are they doing? They're my heroes. They're my heroes. So much strength and so much happiness that has to be in their lives to just do that with a straight face and and just not care what anybody else has to say say it. It's great.
And he was just like, he'd look over and be like, yeah. And he'd go,
That's awesome.
I was 500 pounds, and he'd go over to his 5 pounds, and he just felt like he was lifting the world. And I'm like, that's how we should all feel. Like, no matter what we feel, like what our lives, we should be able to feel like we can just lift that and just charge on.
Wow. So how long have you actually been in business?
About a year. It was first a hobby, because as you can see, you're wearing the Connect shirt as well as I am. I love it. I know you're producing. You're running around producing my shirt with me. But that's where it came about. Is I wanted to start like making my own, because I'm like, everything I get into, like somebody else has their name on it. And there's like a popular saying that if you don't start building your dreams, all you're gonna do is help somebody build theirs. So instead, I'm in the business and I'm doing this, like, why can't I put my name on something that I'm doing? Why can't I make my own gear that's going to help me versus help somebody else? And that's what it started with. It started as a hobby. My wife didn't like it too much because I started accumulating stuff, but now it's just turned into this thing where I can't stop it, and it's just growing and growing and growing, and we both love it. And yeah,
And you mentioned you do this out of your house for right now, right?
Yes, this is my basement. This is what was going to be our office. I kind of took it over. So I'm in the process of making a bit. I have a cart that I have all my apparel on, and a table that I bought, and it's just kind of all over the place.
Oh, that's so great that you have that space. Sometimes I interview people that have small businesses and they have like this small little closet area or whatever, but you have like the basement to just do what you need to make this happen. That's amazing.
And that helps because I don't have the overhead. I'm already paying the mortgage. I'm already paying. It helps me not be so competitive and be able to work with people because I don't have that big margin that I have to make. I'm doing it more so that people can feel good with what they've got and just they don't have to pay $1 million for this just because Joe Bag of Donuts is making it.
Absolutely. Oh, goodness. And even me, I live pretty far from you, not too far, but I live near Harrisburg, where you're in the Bethlehem area, right?
Reading.
Okay.
Yep.
So, about 2-hour drive, you had my shirts mailed to me and it still wasn't as expensive as I thought it was going to be. You completely took me by surprise with your prices. So that's great. I know that we're showing off your shirts. You have a hat on.
Yes.
I know you've been doing all kinds of stuff. What all kinds of stuff have you got going on there?
So besides shirts and hats, I've been dabbing into doing personalized mugs for people. Shout out to Philosophical Coffee because Coffee Grounds, they're the ones that got me started in it. They were like, oh, you do this, and I'm like, challenge accepted. So
that's great.
I started it, and that's how I got into the whole sublimation printing, doing shirts and hats and that. And then I just started dabbing in. And don't judge me. This isn't my code here, but I just started dabbing in face masks. So
go Navy.
Yeah. So I'm a Marine. I'm still the men's department, but I'm just saying.
You're Department of the Navy.
I am. So yeah, I just started doing that, and it's really taken off because people were, it's unfortunate. I know that there's, you're either one way or the other, either you're for or against them. And I'm torn with the same thing because I don't feel like all of us should have to wear them if you don't want to. But I wear them because I know there's people out there that I'm saving their life by doing it, because if I'm sick and I come in contact with them, I'm doing everything I can to stop the transmission from it. Even if you want to think it's the flu, go for it. If you want to think that it's the plague, and you think it's whatever you want, I know I'm doing my part, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I think that's just the only way we can think about it, as just doing our part, even if we don't believe it's that big of a deal as some people claim it is or whatnot. It's still a form of respect for your fellow man, So one person, you may not be thinking it's a big deal and be okay with me without having a mask, but the person next to you may be in complete terror of it. So, just
or depending on it.
Depending on it. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So it just comes down to respect, I think, is all it comes down to. But all right. So I think you should show us some of your stuff. I'm really excited to see what all you got going on. I know we have your shirts and we have, Connect is because we're both part of a side business together. So that's why we've got the Connect going on. But I still want one of those hats, by the way.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
I'm getting there.
We can do that. You got a choice between your flex fit, fully around. You got small, medium, or you have the large, extra large. I think they're comfy as hell. Or you can get a snapback. It's your choice. I have the same thing.
Oh, okay, I see. With the mesh in the background.
Yeah. So this is the other design that I have. I can get them pretty much in any color that you want. All kinds of funky designs. Hold on, get right back.
If you are just joining us, this is Mr. Michael Kauffman. He is with Deadlift Warriors Apparel. Sorry, I got distracted with you standing there with stuff. I thought you were going to show something. He is showing us he's getting some goodies together to show us what all he's got going on in his little basement there.
We went outside.
I'm being attacked. I'm invaded. Say hi. Come on, hurry up and say hi.
Come on in here. How you doing?
Hold on, say hi.
Hi,
Hi. What's your name?
Roman Lucas.
Yeah. It's nice to meet you.
That's Michael. Can you say hi?
Hi, Michael.
Can you do me a favor? Can you get mommy a soda?
Oh, and mommy, DJ ran off.
Okay. Can you go get me a soda?
When we were outside.
Can you go get me a soda?
Can you come back?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Games up here, maybe. I stayed with Daddy.
Go get me a soda.
And then I like his downstairs.
Yes. Anything to get you away.
Daddy! Daddy!
They usually are pretty good to keep away while I'm doing the interviews, but they just came from outside. That's why his cheeks are all red.
Oh, no worries.
Too much adrenaline. They just have no off switch.
Children can throw you in 100 different emotions at one time.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can go from pissed to sad to I'm sorry to you did it to, all in one conversation. How did you make me cry, smile, and feel so?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love them though. I love them.
Absolutely. So, the funny, so you have my camo hat.
Yes.
Which is just a military day and Memorial Day, so I felt like I needed to wear that. But then you got funny designs, or not funny, a fun design.
That's cool. Like for the beach.
Sure. And then same thing with your pink ones. Now, of course, these are just a couple that I have, and it's not all of them. I just have some that I'm doing orders for. The real tree design.
Camping, that looks like, right?
Yeah.
Or for hunting, right?
For hunting, yep.
Yeah.
Same thing with this. You need snapbacks. So yeah, any color, any design. Me personally, I'm for the flex fit because I feel that they're more giving. Where your snapback, if you have to constantly keep adjusting it, and it's I don't know. Each their own, I guess.
Absolutely.
One thing I've been working on is an overall design. Now, if you've seen some of my designs, it's a barbells. I don't have my design laying around here that I can show you what it is. It's very long.
Go ahead, tell me. It's okay.
But it's barbells and it has DLW in it and apparel underneath of it. And I'm trying to come up with something universal that, like I was saying before, the message with not only does it have to do with weightlifting by carrying that weight, but also the weight that everybody carries on a day-to-day basis. So having the fact that it's Deadlift Warriors, I decided that this was going to be my new universal logo, kind of like New York Sparta kind of thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that looks really like Sparta-ish there, buddy.
If anything, the Spartans, the way that they clashed back in their time, there were some bad mother effers. So I felt like it was only fitting to have that as a design, and then the slogan, whatever it takes. So,
ooh, okay.
Whatever it takes to get through that day, whatever you need.
I'm up here.
The other one came. Do you want to say hi?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Can you say hi, Michael?
Hi, Michael.
Hello. How are you?
All right, both of you downstairs, please.
Oh, I'm up too.
Come on, go downstairs and play video games.
I don't like that.
Play games downstairs with brother. Go ahead.
I don't want to. I'll play this.
Not right now, honey. When I come downstairs, I promise. I'll be there soon. Go.
Come on, DJ.
Ay, ay, ay. All right. So you have any mugs? I want to see these mugs.
So this is Philosophical Coffee Grounds.
Oh yeah. Are they like a coffee shop or just like a coffee brand or something?
It's a brand. They're out of New York. It's actually two veterans that came together and made that up. So one buddy is in New York. The other one is in Kansas. So there's a little space in between both of them. And the one I've known all my life, for the most part, we've been friends for the greater part of 25 years. And when they came about this business, he was like, look, I can go down the street, but I'd rather come to you for business. So they took a chance with me. I pretty much, I got everything together, sent it out to them, and they loved it. So, that was really awesome to be able to produce some stuff like that for, especially, for a company that's a little bit bigger across many states. And then there's another business that right down the road from me, New Beginnings Spa, that I've done maybe probably 200 pieces for her.
Like shirts?
Yeah, she's like, I live there, so I want everything from shoes to sandals to jackets to hoodies to thin shirts to thick shirts to leggings. I mean, she has really tested my abilities as far as like what I can do, how I can do it, and how far I'm willing to try to get the job done. So I'm all about mission accomplishment, and she's tested me, and I'm forever grateful, because I don't know if I would have ever stepped out of that comfort zone. I might have just stuck with something that I know and that I knew was easy. But yeah, I definitely expanded my horizons.
I think that's so great. Like that is two small businesses essentially that reached out to you to support yours by then you supporting theirs. Like it, I am a big proponent of small businesses are their own like army base, their own force. They need to support each other, and without them supporting each other, nobody else is going to want to support us, because nobody else is going to know we exist. And that is just so uplifting to hear that other small businesses are supporting each other like that. Something as simple as I need 100 shirts now. You know what I mean? Taking advantage that you're nearby. I think that's the beauty of a small business. The fact that that even though you do cater to people from other states and that you can help people from anywhere, the fact that, someone nearby reached out to you for that kind of support, I think that's what I think of as a small business, your neighbor. Some people don't even know who their neighbors are nowadays anymore.
Yep.
Here you go wondering, how am I going to get a hold of this, that, and whatever? And here your neighbor happens to sell it. How did you not know this beforehand? Well, so, that's one of the main reasons why I figured this would be my way of supporting small businesses, because I would love to buy at least one thing from every small business I can find, but I don't have all that money. So I figured, why not just help people from everywhere realize what their neighbors are doing, as opposed to what they assume that their neighbors are doing, just sitting around doing nothing. Meanwhile, here you are in your basement knocking out all kinds of clothes and hats and flip-flops, you said? That's crazy.
Spa shoes and flip-flops. Everything that you could personalize, I'm able to do it. So I'm at least, and if I can't do it at the moment, I find the means on how to, and then I learn and adapt, which is how most businesses start off. I mean, look at Amazon. They look at what they once were to what they are now. He didn't know what he was doing. I mean, maybe he knew to a scale, but not to the $1 trillion mark. That was something that kind of came along as he learned and learned and learned. Look at Walmart. Walmart started off as like a store inside of a shopping mall, and for all the times that they tried to get in there and they were like, no, you can't come in, you can't do this, you can't do that. Now if they wanted a 5-gallon jar of Vlasic pickles, and Vlasic was like, you know what, we don't feel like making that anymore. Walmart can be like, fine, we're going to shut this whole factory down because we want that 1 jar of pickles. You know, they've done it once before. They threatened to do that, and they've gotten their way because they have the buying power to do so.
Yeah.
Which is where the stronghold is, because now they can tell you what they want, and they might have great prices on a lot of stuff. I'm not going to say that they don't, but you know, I look at some of the stuff that we buy online. And it's like, you know, you could buy workout jeans, you know, for $100, and I'm like, why would you want to work out in jeans, for one?
Yeah.
And I will be caught dead before I spend $100 on a pair of jeans. So, yeah.
I didn't even know those existed, let alone I can't even imagine how they would be comfortable. I can't even walk in jeans comfortable, but they want me to work out in jeans? Great.
Most people haven't worn jeans for 2 months, you know?
Yes. What are jeans?
Yeah,
People,
really?
when people start going back to work, people are going to try on their jeans and be like, oops.
Clothing? This is clothing? Get it off.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of wiggling and baby powder and all the tricks involved trying to get all the clothes back on after this nonsense is over.
But this is important why you do what you do, because as you said, like, a lot of people might not know that I'm here, and the next door neighbor, you know, might not know what I do, but might be on social media, might know about you, and I don't know that because I don't have them on social media, because I might not know them. But this is something that can bring us all together. I mean, it's an idea, but the fact remaining is that what you do is very important. I'm appreciative of you allowing me on here to laugh and giggle and make you late and have all kinds of audio problems, and but in order to get my word out for, you know, just for being awesome. So
yeah, I think everybody deserves even just a little bit of time just to say, hey, I'm here. This is what I do. If you need me, call me, which is why I started all this. I figured this was the best way to do it. And, you know, I don't have all the friends in the world, you know, I'm just me, but social media has just turned into one of those places where that's where you go now to search for the things that you need. Especially with everything shut down. You know, you're talking about all these big name stores and stuff. A lot of them are closing. Mm-hmm. I saw Marshalls, I think, and TJ Maxx are all closing all their stores. Like, there's a lot of companies that are being hit really hard with this closing the stores and stuff. And, you know, I was joking with my boyfriend the other day that we're going to end up going back to where, like in the cowboy and Indian days, where all the stores were mom and pop shops and like everybody knew everybody. And I mean, I don't mean it to sound like a joke. Like, I wasn't laughing at all these jobs being like lost or anything, but the idea that we're being brought back to a time, like we're kind of forced back into a time where, you know, small businesses are going to finally prevail more. I feel like they've just been struggling a lot lately through the years, especially with trying to fight against all these big stores, and this is finally giving them the upper hand. So why not give them that extra oomph by doing something like this?
Absolutely, and I'm all about promoting other. I mean, I got my own businesses, and but I have no problem. If you watched my social media on Facebook, I always put up at least once a week, like, hey, post a product. Don't post a price, you know, something like that along the lines, you know, and if somebody wants it, they get it. And, you know, people post it. I'm all about trying to help, you know, the greater good. So there's somebody out there worrying about where their next paycheck's going to come from. And, you know, I'm there to help them just as you are. And you're right. Small businesses, man, it's sad to watch the way that they have to really scrap and fight, and then they're getting arrested for just going and opening their business because they can't stand it anymore.
Yes.
Unemployment. I mean, I got people that I know that were on unemployment, still haven't gotten a check yet, but yet the mortgage company still wants their money. The electric company still wants theirs. You know.
Yes.
How it's a shame. It's a shame on what's going on right now, and you know, which is why you need places at like small businesses, because they can help in different ways than what the big retailers can, especially if you can't go to them.
Absolutely. Especially if you're one of those people that can't like go out too much because, you know, you're afraid you're like someone who would, you know, contract diseases easily or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
I have a couple family members who had cancer and whatnot. So those I know would be the ones that'd be like, don't you dare go outside. If you need something, you let me know. Something to that effect, you know.
My stepdad has ALS, and as much as I love that man, I cannot get close to him because I'm afraid that anything can disrupt his immune system. So
yeah.
the pain
This is a crazy time that we live in. It's definitely, I think one of the positives of it is just it's caused everybody to kind of slow down and just reevaluate their lives and figure out what exactly is important to them and how to go about it, basically,
yes.
from here. So, you know, as stressful and as evil this time might feel at some points, I mean, maybe it's the military in us is why we're just able to adapt and overcome a little bit. I mean, I'm stressed. I have my kids 24 hours a day and I'm still working full time from home, plus doing all this extra stuff. But I am very grateful for it because, you know, I am very grateful for the extra time that I get with my kids in lieu of it. I'm very grateful for the opportunities that have opened up because of the less time lost in travel to work and having to be at work versus at home. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's definitely helped me rearrange my priorities, help me get my stuff together and figure out where I go from here. So, you know,
the variety that we had, it's, this has taught us one thing, like you said, it's just to slow down.
Yes.
It breaks everything. I know it's easier said than done for a lot of people, and I don't mean it in any negative fashion towards people that are having a hard time.
Yes.
I really do have the compassion because I see it, and my heart breaks to watch families and companies and stuff get just destroyed over this. But it has taught a lot of us that we need to slow down, take every day for granted, because you know, something like this completely disrupted the way that the world is working. And, you know, we could be on the brink of another Great Depression or a recession that was worse than the one that came, whatever it was, 12 years ago. You know, who knows what's going to happen because of it. And, yeah, it's definitely made me step back.
Yes.
I thank the teachers because they got a hell of a lot more patience than what I do.
I'm not quite there yet at trying to figure out what homeschooling is like. So thank God for that. My kids are too young for that. I pray for all the parents who have to homeschool their kids plus do everything else around the house. That I could not do. Probably I would go crazy.
I'm trying at times to say,
oh my goodness. But
my wife does a great job. She's very, very educational focused. So she does a fantastic job keeping that all together. I just have to do some of the grunt work.
I just feel like I would feel dumb at some point. Like, what are you learning? That is not how I learned that.
That's not completely wrong.
Oh my goodness. Well, like I mentioned at the beginning, today was Memorial Day. We had a quick moment of silence in honor of our fallen brother and sisters in arms. Mr. Kauffman here is a vet from the Marines, right?
Yep.
So, you know, we have this love-hate relationship between the Army and Marines because, let's face it, I'm big brother.
Oh.
Just saying. But we love each other the same anyway because we fight with you. We fight alongside each other willingly just as much as we fight against each other.
The same bottom line.
Absolutely. But gave him a little hard time for making me late today, but I told him I will forgive him this time. We'll see about next time. But no, thank you for joining me. It's always my pleasure to have small businesses on here to you know, showcase what they've got going on, who they are, where they're from, and how people can reach out to them and support their businesses. Because like I said, small businesses need that support. If you are a small business owner or know somebody who owns a small business or has their own, I don't know, local restaurant, local something, and you feel like they may want to be interviewed, please get them in touch with me. I would love to have them and showcase them on here and let the world know they exist beyond their little town. Because, I mean, why not? Beyond that, I hope you all have a great rest of your Memorial Day. I'm going to go hang out with my little monsters who, as you could see from this broadcast, were very anxious to have me back. But thank you again, Michael. I hope you have a great rest of your Memorial Day. Thank your wife for me. I appreciate you taking the time to be on here.
She's watching. I'm sure she's up there saying the same.
Thank you and have a good night, everybody.
All right. Have a right.